Nigeria's 2026 medium-term expenditure framework presents a conservative outlook, with federal revenue at 34.33 trillion naira, oil production at 1.84 million barrels per day, below the industry target of 2.06 million. Inflation is at 18%, GDP growth at 4.68%, and a deficit of 20.1 trillion naira. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning notes the exchange rate is being projected cautiously at 1,512 naira to the dollar, given that 2026 is a pre-election year.
This is an important new innovation to distinguish between the figure that is ambitious, guided by consultations with the industry and challenging the industry too, but for budget purposes using a lower figure. Even the oil benchmark of $64.85, which is being used this year, is lower than the average selling price of Nigeria's crude oil, because Nigeria is a premium Bonilite among other premium blends producer. So our oil prices tend to be higher on average than the Brent prices, but for abundance of caution, we are using $64.85.
But beyond projections, ministers face questions on overlapping budgets and delays in releasing 2025 capital funds, issues shaping public debate on budget implementation.
Issue of overlapping budget, I think there is a commitment to stick to, as much as possible, revert to a normal budget cycle, January to December. That's the commitment. It takes all parties agreeing and working towards that laudable goal, which is to normalize and have the budget, the capital budget we are talking, because we know that the recurrent runs from January to December and then stops.
The component of 2025, asked by Arise, which will answer, I think there's always a confusion. First, there's no issue on the personnel and recurrent side. And capital component is work in progress. Some capital projects are multi-year projects in any case.
The reaffirmed commitment to the January-December fiscal calendar, but with December underway, the question remains, when will the 2026 budget arrive the National Assembly?
The answer lies with the National Assembly, because we don't want to preempt their permission, or we don't want to take their permission for granted. The protocol of presentation of a budget is that once it is ready, it is submitted to Mr. President, approved by Federal Executive Council, and Mr. President, as an ardent believer in institutions, have always respected the National Assembly telling him when they are ready.
The Council also considered other sectors, including agriculture and digital economy.
There is also an approval by the Federal Executive Council granted to the Ministry of Digital Communication and Digital Economy on the deployment of towers to places that are currently underserved. Under that program, about 4,000 towers will be erected in underserved communities.
Council members revealed the President's call for closer collaboration between federal, state, and local authorities to ensure effective fiscal and monetary coordination. Adesoa Omoruan, Arise News.